Okay, so we've got a decent starting rotation here. So we'll see how this plays out. The AGL Kid Gohan is in slot 7, but I think that's fine because it means he does then, like, his turns of guard will last for longer, which I think is probably a good setup for him. So do this. Can we get 8 orbs for Tech Gohan? There we go. Good stuff. Try and get this guy stacked up as much as possible early on, and then obviously he's got 50% damage reduction if you get 8 orbs. So in the final phase, if we have a Whis active and we get the orbs, he's got 90% damage reduction. So the items are definitely going to come in very helpful. The support memory obviously giving the extra 20% as well. Every unit on the team is a Goku family category character except for LR, Goten and Trunks, AGL, because obviously the reversible exchange Gohan plus Goten and Trunks obviously includes Goku family because of Gohan. So everybody on the team getting buffed by the support memory, which is good. We want to try and get through the early phases as quickly as we can because a lot of these guys have extra defensive boosts for like a limited number of turns. So we want to try and take advantage of that as much as possible. Obviously Manga Gohan, we need to get as many stacks in with him as possible, so that he can be doing some good damage later on. His additionals not being supers as well is hugely disappointing, because obviously he needs the super to get the actual buff. So one additional super is kind of annoying. But yeah, 40 million from AGL, Goten and Trunks. Yeah, I was going to say it's probably not quite enough to take him out here, but that's fine. Alright, so we'll just do this. Make sure you get a rainbow orb and then do that. And then we should be good here. And Gohan might just take him out by himself, because Gohan can do some pretty good damage. And obviously, on the first turn especially, where he has extra defensive capabilities, he tanks very, very well. I do love his 18 key super, I think it's very cool. The Namek Masenko reference. The 12 key just, you know, it's not bad, it just is what it is, right? It's just a diving kick. But I mean, the close-up of frames and everything looks really good. But right, so finish off the first phase. Now we have the annoying rotation locking phase. Although, fortunately, we are going to get our character that we want to be in slot 1 locked in slot 1, so that's good. I think I might even do this just for the sake of we need to get them stacks with the Gohan. So we'll do that, and that lets us get a rainbow orb for you as well. Perfect. Okay. The only thing that will be annoying for the next turn is if the Int Gohan is the one that's locked in the middle, because ideally we want to float him off now as well, so that we don't end up with a double Gohan turn. Not that that's necessarily the end of the world. We could always flip one of them into Goten and Trunks. Especially because before we get to the final phase, we could always take advantage of the fact that Goten and Trunks have that much higher like dodge chance on the first turn after you exchange into them. Because we can't dodge in the final phase anyway, so we might as well make use of it in an earlier phase where we can actually dodge. So we'll see how that goes. But here we'll just be getting our stacks off, getting everybody to do what damage they can. And then, yeah, hopefully get nicely set up. We don't want to be in this phase for too long because of how annoying the rotation locking is. But what else is new? Good old rotation locking, huh? But Gohan, again, can do some solid damage here. I mean, we're going to do about half of his health overall before the end of the turn, so that's pretty good. Gohan with the crit, let's go. Okay, so not bad. Now we just don't lock in Gohan in the middle. You lock Goten and Trunks in slot 1. I mean, I have had runs before where they have just been able to clutch up and like dodge every single attack, which is obviously quite helpful, but whether we will see that here or not. Those, and then grab those for you, perfect. Okay. Dodge. Ideally, we just need to dodge a super. Like, they could take a normal or two and it would be fine. But they did dodge the normals in slot 1, so now we get some damage off here. I think they might even live a super now that they've attacked. But we don't need to find out, so that's good. They took one normal for 90 damage. I mean, good turn for them, considering they're not really supposed to be like a slot 1 tank. But yeah, we take those. And then Tech Gohan finishes off Broly here. So we've still got the guard for the AGL Kid Gohan. So he's in a good spot here. He can just sit in slot 1. Although we've got double Super Saiyan 2 Gohan turn, which is not ideal, but do that. Oh, can't get the 8 orbs, which is annoying, but we want to keep him on rotation, so we'll do that. And get the physical orbs for you. So yeah, they're tanking the AoE should be fine here. Because the thing is, we don't want to have to use the items until we get to the final phase. If we have to use a Whis before the final phase, because otherwise we're in a situation where we're potentially going to get killed, that just makes it harder to get the actual final like finish. Because we need those. I feel like we're going to need all 4 turns of the like Whis protection for that final phase. Maybe not, because I mean we could get a turn where the Int Goten and Trunks just like pop off and do, you know, insane damage in 1 turn and we end up killing him in like 2 turns. But I mean, I guess in theory we could like, we don't want to aim for that, because if we fall short then we just lose. But like double Whis and then just hope that Goten and Trunks can 2-turn Int Broly. But oof, that was 100k. I guess because, yeah, he has less damage reduction if you don't get the 8 orbs as well, which is kind of annoying. Considering the type advantage, we wouldn't expect to take that much damage. Being on low health can be okay, though, if we want to get, like, the AGL Kid Gohan active skill at some point, or I think he's probably the only one on the team that has a HP requirement ability that we could use, but either way, it's not the end of the world to be on low HP here. Because then, yeah, I think we just switch to Goten and Trunks on the next turn. Use their slot 1, like, capability for having the extra dodge. And then, yeah, just go ham. Alright, so we switch. I don't want to use the active skill, because even though it does obviously give that permanent damage boost, it's also an attack, right? And we want to just try and do as much damage to Broly as possible. I mean, they're all Broly, but the final phase Broly. So we'll do that. Get a little bit of a heal there. And then we should dodge. As I said, their dodge chance on the turn that you first pick up orbs as Goten and Trunks, they have a very high dodge chance. Him taking some damage here is fine, because again, we could just trigger the active skill for AGL Gohan on the next turn. But then, yeah, these guys dropping an 81 million attack stat is why we go ahead and get the exchange off here. 55 million on the additional with a crit as well. 58 secondary additional. I mean, these guys just like, that's such a crazy amount of damage. That's almost 200 million attack stat worth of attacks in like 1 turn, which is pretty wild. So, and then, wow, Gohan at 81 million as well. He gets a buff if you're on lower HP as well. So 81 million for Tech Gohan is pretty crazy. So he just kills him with the additional here now as well. 53 million. Yeah, this team can put out some damage when it needs to, which is kind of crazy. So, who do we need? So, with this, we've kind of got a perfect setup for slot 1 here now then. The only problem is making sure we get the orbs for everybody. Well, I say everybody, more so the Gohan. But, right, so we're going to active skill with you. And then put you there. Then exchange you. And then that frees up the orbs. Because then we can do this with you. Active skill with Goten and Trunks. I can't get 4 type orbs unless I get those though, and I really want to get all the orbs for Gohan. So we won't do as much damage if I do it this way, but we'll do that. Then go ahead and throw out our Whis. And then grab all of those for you. So we should be good here, because obviously on the active skill turn, Gohan has a bunch of extra defense. He has guard back again. Obviously he's got his own damage reduction already anyway. And now that the Whis in play, he has a lot of damage reduction. So he should be able to tank this fine. Yep, double digit damage. There we go. And then 37 for him. Goten and Trunks is going to be the interesting one. I don't know how tanky they will be against at least normals. I mean, if they still get hit with a super, that will be awkward. But against normals with a Whis active, postal they're attacking. Obviously, Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan on the end of the rotation is giving them 40% extra support as well. So, fortunately, we don't need to find out in terms of them getting hit with a super. Because Gohan's going to get supered. Even though Broly's been hit a couple of times, Gohan has also himself supered and got a couple of stacks. So he just takes double digit damage. And then Gohan, Goten and Trunks. 93 million. That's pretty good. So 93 million. No crit though, annoyingly. 63 million additional. Damn. There's the crit. That's what we need to see. And then, yeah, they tank the normals for double digits, at least for now. Because, yeah, the next turn, I'm not sure for slot 1. I might have to keep in Gohan out and then, like, obviously with his damage reduction that he has plus the Whis, he should be okay. That's the thing. If you could dodge, this fight would be considerably easier. I mean, this hybrids. I feel like the hybrids mission for this event just wouldn't even be that difficult if dodge wasn't disabled. But obviously it is. So, what damage reduction do you have? 20%. Then is that it? He just has 20%. I thought he had more than that for some reason. So with the Whis up, he only has 60% and guard, so he's not really a slot 1 unit here. Obviously, we'll go ahead and do this. Yeah, do this, so we get some extra damage, plus obviously the buff to everybody else. I mean, they have 2 million defense start of turn, plus the Whis in play, so maybe if we do this here as well. Nice, the big damage. She's got 1.2 with 60% damage reduction. I feel like that's still not enough though for tanking like a big super here. I wonder if it is best to just like do this and then like activate the second Whis, because then these guys have got 2 million defense and 80% damage reduction. They don't have any damage reduction. As long as we pick up 4 orbs, they have guard. So they'd have guard and like 80% damage reduction. So I think maybe we do that. I don't know if we necessarily even actually have to, but I feel like it's probably the way to go. So they've got guard. Then we do that. And then you can just get that. And everyone on the rotation has 80% damage reduction from the item. And then obviously their own damage reduction as well. I mean, 80% damage reduction plus also guard is a pretty crazy combo when you've also got 2 million defense start of turn. Yeah. And now we're just kind of relying on them to get the W's here. Because next turn, AGL Kid Gohan obviously doesn't have his active skill, so he doesn't have guard anymore. 114 million. But he's still going to have a Whis in play. So that plus his own damage reduction, hopefully that will be enough for him in slot 1. But you never know, we might not need it, right? 77 million, there's the crit. Get the extra additional, 81 million. I mean, geez. These guys doing enough damage. And there's the hidden potential. Sadly, only a normal, but even that still takes off a decent sized chunk. And then this Gohan is at 80 million as well. Oh man, if that extra attack from Goten and Trunks had been another super, because they crit as well, like, that would just be GG. Although I think, actually, we're fine here regardless. Gohan should, if this Gohan doesn't kill him, then the physical one will. There you go. So there you go. So this one was actually a little bit easier, especially with the items, like once you get to the end. I think the double Whis, it might not have been necessary there, but obviously in Goten and Trunks, not really a slot 1, so having the double Whis to make sure they survive probably was a good way to go. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. How did you get on with the mission? What team build did you use? Whether you used items or not or anything like that, just let me know what your team setup was, items and all that stuff. And yeah, hopefully we get another good Hybrid Saiyan soon. We're getting the AGL Trunks Easy A. I made a video yesterday talking about who the potential part 2, like December Carnival LR could be. That could be a Super Trunks or a Vegeta Plus Trunks Reversible Exchange, which obviously would then also be on Hybrid Saiyans. So the mission is certainly going to get easier in the future with other releases. So if you are finding it a bit too difficult at the moment, don't stress out about it too much. But yeah, let me know how you guys got on down below in the comments. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.